So let's talk about something fascinating. When you think of Africa, what comes to mind? For many people, it's a vibrant tapestry of diverse cultures, incredible wildlife, and yes, sometimes the idea of polygamy. And it's true. While polygamy is common in many parts of Africa, deeply rooted in cultural and religious traditions, there's a whole other side to the story that often gets overlooked. There are quite a few countries on the continent that have looked at the whole marrying multiple people thing and said, you know what? Legally, we're good with just one. It's a classic case of tradition versus modern law, and it creates this really interesting dynamic that we're going to dive into. Now, before we get started, let's be clear. This isn't a debate about whether polygamy is right or wrong. People have strong feelings on both sides, and that's a whole different video, probably a much longer one. Today we're just playing the role of the curious observer, the legal tourist, if you will. Our journey is specifically focused on the African countries where polygamy is either explicitly illegal or where the government simply does not legally recognize such marriages. We're looking at what the law books say, which can sometimes be very different from what happens in everyday life. So, grab your metaphorical passport, because we are about to go on a tour across Africa, from the west coast to the east, from the mainland to the islands. We'll be exploring the legal landscapes of nearly 20 different nations. Some of these might surprise you, especially when you see how they handle the clash between long-standing customs and contemporary civil codes. It's a complex issue, full of nuance, history, and a little bit of legal drama. Stick around, because this is going to be an eye-opening trip. First up, we have Angola. In this southern African nation, if you're thinking of a polygamous union, the law simply won't recognize it. Moving over to West Africa, we land in Benin. Much like Angola, the legal framework here is built around monogamy. Polygamous marriages aren't recognized. Staying in West Africa, our next stop is Burkina Faso. Despite its cultural prevalence, the state officially sticks to 1+1. Polygamous marriages are not legally recognized. Let's head to the Great Rift Valley, to Burundi. Here, the legal system is clear: one spouse per person. Polygamous unions are not recognized. Now for an island break. In the Atlantic archipelago of Cabo Verde, the law is unambiguous. Polygamous marriages, not on the books, not recognized. Back to the mainland, to the vast Democratic Republic of the Congo. It's a huge country with many traditions, but legally, monogamy is the only option. In Côte d'Ivoire, they don't just not recognize it, they actively discourage it. Polygamy can land you in jail or with a hefty fine. Eritrea takes it even more seriously. It's been illegal since '77, and recent laws mean you could face jail time and a significant fine. Next is Equatorial Guinea, the only Spanish-speaking country in sub-Saharan Africa. Here, the law follows a simple rule: polygamous marriages are not recognized. Now to Ghana, a country where customary law and civil law coexist. While customary law may allow it, civil law does not recognize polygamous marriages. In Ethiopia, the cradle of civilization, the modern legal code is firm. Despite a long history of diverse customs, polygamous marriages are not legally recognized. Let's journey to the unique island of Madagascar. With its one-of-a-kind flora and fauna, its marriage law is less unique. Polygamy is not recognized. Now let's move on to the paradise island of Mauritius. It's famous for its stunning beaches and beautiful lagoons, but when it comes to marriage, the legal system here is strictly monogamous. Polygamy just isn't recognized at all. This one's interesting. In Mayotte, which is a French territory, a referendum back in 2009 made polygamy de facto illegal. However, pre-existing Muslim marriages were grandfathered in, so those couples were allowed to stay married under the old rules. In the Portuguese-speaking nation of Mozambique, the story is pretty familiar. The civil code is very clear. Legal marriage is between two people only, not more. In the land of 1,000 hills, Rwanda, the law is straightforward. The state only recognizes monogamous unions, and polygamous marriages have no legal standing. Another island paradise, Seychelles, follows suit. This archipelago in the Indian Ocean has laws that only provide for monogamous marriages, full stop. And finally, Tunisia, a trailblazer in this regard. Polygamy has been banned and criminalized since 1956, punishable by a year in prison. And there you have it. From Angola to Tunisia, we've journeyed across the continent and seen that the legal picture of marriage in Africa is far from monolithic. These are some of the African countries where polygamous marriages are not legally recognized, despite the cultural prevalence of the practice in the region. It's a fascinating intersection of civil law, religious law, and customary traditions, where the government has drawn a clear line, even if that line cuts across deeply ingrained cultural practices. It shows that Africa isn't a single story but a continent of 54 different countries, each with its own unique legal identity. What this all highlights is the ongoing evolution of societies across Africa. Nations are constantly navigating the delicate balance between honoring their past and forging a path into the future. The laws on marriage are just one small but very personal part of that larger story. For many of these countries, the decision to legally enforce monogamy is tied to broader goals related to women's rights, inheritance laws, and the simplification of civil administration. It's a complex and ongoing conversation, and the laws we talked about today are just one part of that dialogue. So, what do you think? Were you surprised by any of the countries on this list? Or by how some of them enforce their laws? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. This is a topic with so many layers, and every perspective adds to the understanding. Thank you for joining me on this legal tour of Africa. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Until next time, stay curious.